Hi everyone, it's Carol here from the stampingground.co.uk, and today I'm making another Christmas card with the Penguin Playmates Designer Series paper. This is from the Celebration catalogue, which the papers you can get free if you spend £45 or more in the annual or the new mini catalogue. As you can see, I've decorated the envelope as well. And just before we start, I'm just going to give you a quick peek at the papers. There are 12 designs. The papers measure 12 by 12, and there's a different design on the reverse. And they're all lovely. Sometimes you might get a pack of papers where it's like, most of them are nice, but there's the odd one. But these are fabulous. And lots and lots of little characters to use on your Christmas cards and tags. And you can get the kids involved as well. I'm sure they'll enjoy making cards for the teachers. Aren't they just lovely? And just the last two now. A little rabbit as well. I'd only just noticed him. So there we are. So we shall now start our card. We need a base card measuring 8 by 5 3/4, scored at 4, and two pieces measuring 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. And we'll also need a small piece of scrap white cardstock. I'm going to use the Penguin Place stamp set, and I'm going to use the tree and the present, and also the snowdrift. I think that's it from there. So we're going to take the front of our card, and I couldn't find my long block, so I've kind of put it diagonal across this one. And this is like the snow drift. I'm going to use the soft succulent ink pad. And I'm just going to take the ink to the stamp this time. And maybe halfway up the card, or just slightly less than halfway up. It really doesn't matter. And then ink up again. And then I'm going to do another drift. Now I'm also going to do the trees in the soft succulent. So take the tree stamp and ink up, and just on the line, if you just gently, you don't need to press hard. And just one in the valley. Now I didn't want to leave the sky just white, so I'm taking a dauber. You get 5 in a pack from Stampin' Up, and they're very handy to have. And I'm using the balmy blue, and I'm just going to take a piece of sticky note paper. If you haven't got sticky note paper, just use any scrap cardstock. And I'm just going to cut just a wiggly line, really. It's only just to use like a mask for the sky. Now I'm putting ink onto my dauber, but I want to take practically it all off. And you may not think that there's any ink coming off, but when you take your piece of paper or cardstock off, you will see that there is blue there. So on this, where I normally say go quite lightly, because there's no ink on, I'm actually going in quite heavy, really. And I'm just randomly going around the card just to create the clouds. I think I'll just do one, another one down here. Now we're going to cut our little characters out. I want a polar bear, 2 penguins and a fox. Now I've cut the penguins and the fox out so you don't have to sit watching me do these. But I thought I will cut the polar bear out here now so that you can see. So I'm just going to cut round him. Just be careful that you don't cut any of the other characters, because you can use all these on your cards and tags. So you'll probably have heard me say a few times when we're fussy cutting that it's very easy if you follow a couple of rules, and that is to have a small pair of scissors and move your paper instead of moving the scissors, and you will find it very easy. And it doesn't actually take that long. And I enjoy fussy cutting. But you can't watch the TV and do this because you'll probably cut his ears off or something. You do have to concentrate. So I'm just going to whiz through this now. So now we're going to attach our characters to the card. I'm going to use liquid glue and a few dimensionals. So I'm going to start with the penguins first, and I'm going to sit the first one actually on the snowbank, and then I want the other one on on dimensionals, but I want him looking like he's been skiing down and is jumping in the air, ready to go down the slope. And the polar bear is just that, nice and quietly with the fox. And that's how I'm going to set them out on the card. So the fox and the penguin are going to be on dimensionals, and the other two are going to be stuck with liquid glue. So I've put the first penguin on with glue, and I am just going to pop. I'm using the mini dimensionals as the characters are only small anyway. And then just take the backs off and pop him on. And these are so fun Christmas cards to make. I'm sure whoever receives them will be delighted with them. So So the polar bear's stuck down now, and we've just popped dimensionals onto the back of the fox, and he's obviously, it looks like he's sat in front of the polar bear now with the dimensionals. So now we need our inscription, which says be cool, be chill, be merry. And we need a piece of very thin cardstock. This piece is what I've actually cut. When I'm cutting card bases out, I will take a piece of cardstock, A4 cardstock, and I cut it down to 8 inch. It's 8 1/4, so I cut it down to 8 inch, and that is the piece that is taken off. So don't ever throw that piece away. I then cut it at 5 3/4. Well, 2 pieces at 5 3/4, and you'll get another extra little piece that comes off. So I keep all these because they do come in handy for inscriptions. Oops. Well, that wasn't a good one. Now, I'll just turn this over. Nobody needs to know what's on the other side. There we are. So just snip it off with about the same amount at either end. And again, I'm going to pop dimensionals onto the back of this, just mini ones, and try and make sure that you get them into the centre, because they're nearly as big as the width of the cardstock. So if you're not careful to put them in the centre, you can actually see them when they're on the card. And then just pop it at the bottom of the card. So now we need to add this to our base card, and we're just going to pop some liquid glue onto the back. I'd forgot that we need to do the presents. So we need 3 colours. Any 3 colours. I've used soft succulent, polished pink, and balmy blue. And obviously I'm cleaning the stamp between each stamp. And then we need to cut these out. And this is very easy because they're all straight sides. There we are. And the inscription I'm using inside is Season's Greetings. And I'm using the Pacific Point, which matches the base of the card. We are then going to add our presents. 2 of them I am attaching just with liquid glue, and the one that's on top I'm just popping a mini dimensional just to lift it up. I've just popped it at an angle. So all we need to do now is to add liquid glue and put it into the card. And there we are, but we haven't quite finished yet because we're going to decorate the envelope. And it's very easy to decorate the envelope, and I think it looks, it does look nice. And we're just going to add glue around the edge of the flap, a little bit in the centre, doesn't need a lot. And I've taken an oblong piece, little bit bigger than the flap, and just make sure that you are nice and even at the top. And then open it up and just cut the excess off, making sure that you don't cut the envelope. And I've done that before. And it does just add that little bit extra to your card. Just pop that at one side, and that looks so much better than just a plain envelope. So I hope you've enjoyed watching, and all my measurements for the card in both imperial and metric will be over on my blog at thestampingground.co.uk. So until next time, thank you and bye bye.